Mic check 1 2. Audio check 1 2 3. Be sure to hit that like button and show your support, guys. We'll be live shortly. Hey guys, AJ Town here, live with the T Storm Chasers, ready to start breaking down this major winter storm system that's going to be moving through our area over the course of the next 36 to 48 hours that we're really going to start seeing this sucker start showing its system throughout the Dakotas. Now, as I do want to mention here real quick as we start to jump into things, we do have winter storm warnings out for western portions of South Dakota. Winter storm watch is still in effect for much of the area there in orange. And in fact, out east of the I-29 corridor there, some of that area is actually under a winter storm warning as well. Real quick, I want to thank those sponsors that are on the other side there that are rotating there with us. And again, those of you that will watch this live stream later, that is the current time and date that we are showing this system. As we jump back into this, we're going to really break this down and show you what we're looking at as the system starts to move through, timing, and when it's going to really start to show itself here in the Dakotas. Now, as we jump out of the way here, let me get out of the way here and really start to show this into you guys. Let's get it back here at 3 hours, 15 Zulu. Let's go 00 Zulu. So 00 Zulu, you're going to minus that 6 hours. So you're going to be about that 6 p.m. time frame is what we're looking at. We do see some rain showers push through the Omaha area there tonight into the overnight hours. A slight chance of snow pushing throughout the overnight hours, but not too significant for snow totals. We'll jump into radar here in just a minute as we do look at that. Be sure to comment too, guys. Let's get everybody to interact. Carol, if you go out and come back in, that is what fixed my issue on my phone. I was on my Wi-Fi. I turned that off and jumped onto the mobile side of it, and that seemed to really fix the issue. So I do certainly apologize. Those of you that are watching, if it is blurry on you, you may need to jump out and come back in. If it does continue, let me know and I'll restart the stream. I'll give it just a few minutes here. If anybody else is having issues, certainly let me know in these live streams. That is the joy of doing lives, is we do have issues. Perfect. We are getting everybody back, and it is not blurry. Cindy, looks like some of them are saying that they had to close everything and then open it back up, go back in. So definitely try that as well. All right, since it is clearing up for everybody, we'll jump back into this here. As we go into the 09 Zulu, we start to see this really come in to the area there, the northwestern portions of South Dakota, about 09 Zulu, so about that 3 o'clock time frame. Reason being I give you guys the Zulu time is because it helps me do it mathematically in my head, and I certainly do apologize there. As we go to the 12 Zulu, 6 a.m., we start to see that really come into the area. 18 Zulu, so about your lunch hour, we start to see that to the north of I-90 there is mostly what we are seeing with that. That'll continue to slide off to the east. And then as we get into Wednesday is when we start to see the brunt of the system start to come through, is going to be Wednesday into Thursday. as we watch that system come through, we do see there Thursday morning is when we are really watching the system to start ramping up and bringing us the greatest snow chances. Thursday morning as you go into your commute to work is when we expect to see this system really bring us the snow totals. 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. is kind of my window that I'm going off of with seeing that greatest snow system pushing through. We'll jump into snow totals too real quick after we go through this. As we go through the rest of the weekend, we're not looking much more of another system. We do have that rain chance on Monday pushing through the area, something we're watching closely. With that low pressure system there over the Omaha area, do have a chance of maybe seeing a severe weather or two chance, but further south down into the Nebraska, Iowa area is where we're watching for that. We do see that does creep up just a little northeastward, brings us a slight chance of seeing some isolated rain showers and a slight chance of that being a mixed precipitation come Monday. Something we're going to have to keep a close eye on that one. That'll quickly push off to the east and to the north, where that creates another huge system, unfortunately, for those out to the east of us. Then as we go through the rest of the week, we're not watching another system or anything as of right now, but we do see those of that right above us here that we're going to have to keep a close eye on to see what that will develop. As we get a closer look here, we'll start things. We'll jump here at the 06 Zulu. So about that midnight time frame is what we're going to zoom in here. You can see, again, northwestward is South Dakota is where it starts to come into the area. There about 12 Zulu. So about 6 a.m. it starts to really creep in. There. Now, this is the first system that we are watching that's going to bring us. We'll get to comments and stuff. I certainly do apologize. Anyways, Tuesday, we see this first system come through, which is going to bring about maybe a trace to an inch of snow, up to 2 inches of snow in some areas. We'll jump into that too just in a moment. That system will push out of the area here by that 6 o'clock time frame, 6 p.m. on Tuesday. Then we see our next system right here above us start to move into the area Wednesday morning and into the early morning hours. So for your commute to work, we do expect to see some of that snow on the ground with that as well. As we come then Wednesday evening is when we start to see the system really grow in strength over the Dakotas and Nebraska areas and also over in Iowa and Minnesota, moving into the Wisconsin area there too. One thing we do want to note is this area right through here where we are seeing the ice accumulation with that as well. So we are seeing the possibility of seeing this I-80 corridor that is going to have some ice accumulation on it. So those of you that do take that I-80 corridor, certainly be prepared for some commute errors and some commuting. That I-80 corridor is going to be a mess, basically. Then as we go into that Thursday overnight hours, about midnight is when we really see the brunt of the system pushing into the area. We'll watch this system come in into the overnight hours. So as you do wake up in the morning, do expect a messy commute on Thursday morning, and then expect to have to definitely snow blow and shovel and get ready for that. That'll start to push out of the area come your lunch hour on Thursday. We expect to see that completely out of the area by your commute home on Thursday, those of you that do go to work. And then as we do, again, go through the rest of the week, we do see just a slight isolated chance here and there on Friday and Saturday. Next system we are watching, again, is going to be that low pressure system that's coming into the Nebraska area there. That's going to bring us a slight chance of seeing some severe weather. Basically, we're going to be watching the Omaha and Des Moines area for that severe weather chance. Now, that's not going to bring us severe weather up northwestward and into the Sioux Falls, South Dakota area, but it is going to be down along the I-80 corridor that we're going to have to keep a close eye on as well. You can see right there about the I-35 corridor there is where we are seeing that development of stronger storms. That's going to be about that 18 Zulu on Monday, so about that noon. Then As we come into, again, that will push off to the west or east and move out of the area. Then as we go through the rest of the week, there is just that slight chance of seeing another system that we're going to start monitoring and watch what happens with that. Now, as we come into snow totals, that's what a lot of your questions are going to be. Now, again, coming into through the day on Tuesday, we do expect that trace to about 2 inches of snow to be possible for much of the area north of the I-90 corridor. Sioux Falls area, a little further south, I do expect to see that trace of snow with that as well. And then as we come into Wednesday, that's when we start to see the snow shifting a little further south, gaining some strength, and coming into the Dakotas, into Minnesota, and into Iowa and Nebraska area there. Now, as we go into Wednesday night for your commute, we're looking at right around that 5 to 6 inch mark, 3 to 5 inches on the ground for your commute to work on Monday. Then as we come in to the overnight hours is when we're going to see the brunt of the system really come into the Dakotas, Sioux Falls area, and into the I-90 corridor. So definitely be ready for this, because as you wake up there about midnight, we are looking at an additional 6 to 8 inches of snow total on that one. So we're looking at another 3 to 5 inches on top of that. Then as we go into your commute, so about that 6 a.m. time frame on Thursday, we are looking upwards to a foot of snow for much of South Dakota and along the I-90 corridor. Between the I-90 and the I-80 corridor, we expect to see right around that trace of snow all the way up to a foot of snow getting closer to that I-90 corridor. I-29 going southward, we're looking at snow totals between Omaha and Sioux Falls is going to be right around that 3-inch plus probability with this as well for your commute. Then as we do finally start to see this system moving out of the area, we do see that some areas could see upwards to 2 feet of snow. Hey, thanks for that comment, Frank. Greatly appreciate it. Yep, you're boring too. Get off my stream. Have a great day. Anyways, then as we do look here, as we take a look at the zoomed in portion there, right around that 12 to 14 inches is what we are looking at for the Sioux Falls area. Further southward, we're looking at a little less of accumulation, but much of the South Dakota is going to be looking at a foot plus of snow, according to this European model. We'll take a quick look at a GFS model here in just a minute. As we look at that GFS model, the GFS and the European models are coming together in agreement with this system as far as a substantial snowfall with this. As we want to take a quick look at your ice accumulation, again, my concerns with that ice accumulation, you can certainly see that as well. Sorry, I got distracted by a YouTube comment. Anyways, along the I-80 corridor, we are watching for that ice accumulation, and that's where we are looking at the potential of seeing the greatest threat of that ice is right along that I-80 corridor into the Illinois, Wisconsin, and over into the Michigan area, of seeing the greatest potential of upwards to some areas could receive upwards between a quarter to an inch of snow or ice with that system as it pushes through. So definitely something, if you are going to be traveling east on south and then east on I-80, definitely something to watch very closely is going to be the ice accumulation with that. One concern that we do have with this as well, and we'll jump into that as a little more detailed here in just a minute, is going to be these wind gusts. Watch these wind gusts come into Wednesday is when those winds will really start to pick up, is Wednesday afternoon, where we are going to see between 40 to 50 miles an hour wind gusts along I-90 and to the north of I-90 there. If you do look there at this next model here coming into Wednesday into Thursday overnight, we are looking at, again, another right around that 50 miles to 50 mile per hour wind gust is what we are seeing associated with this system as we come into the morning time on that Thursday. Those winds will die off as the system progresses out of the area. So we are going to see wind speeds probability of up to 50 miles an hour. Plus, we're going to see upwards to a foot of snow with this system as well. So this is going to be a very strong system that we are watching push out through the area. Real quick, we'll take a quick look at your GFS snow totals there. Now, the GFS is a different model run that we look at to kind of get our snow totals. They're at 17.4 inches of snow, where the European model is between that 12 to 14 inches. You can see the difference there with that snow totals, 17.4 for the Sioux Falls and 12 to 14 inches for the Dakotas or Sioux Falls area. So you can see that we are looking at either way a substantial snowfall with this system as well. One thing I want to jump into here, let's look at this. Oh, is this not going to load now? There it goes. So this is day 3 of seeing the probability of 8 inches on day 3. Let's actually jump back. All right, there we go. We're going to go into day 2 is going to be Tuesday of seeing 4 inches of snow. You can see that red area right through there is going to be the greatest threat of seeing that 4+ inches of snow. As we now go into the 8+ inches, you can still see that that area is highlighted there. Then as we go into the 12+ inches, you can see right along the South Dakota-Minnesota border, there's just one area that we are looking at that is going to have the 12+ inches of snow. As we come now into Wednesday of seeing this greatest threat of 4+ inches, you can see that a lot of South Dakota is covered in that 4+ inches. Now as we go into 8+ inches, you do see along that I-29 corridor, including the Sioux Falls area, is under the gun there with this model run. It does include 12. If we go 12+ inches on day 3, which is Wednesday, we are looking at Sioux Falls area with that 12+ on another model run. So we are definitely looking at a continuous models that are looking at different probabilities of seeing snow push through the area. Substantial amount of snow. If we take a live look at our latest radar here, we are seeing, you guys are not seeing because I can't get it. Let me get there you go. Sioux City area is looking at just a brief snow shower that is pushing through the area. Nothing accumulating too much with this. Maybe a trace to less than an inch of snow with this. Right along that Highway 20, south of that Highway 20 corridor. We are not really expecting anything substantial. Those of you that have to travel south tonight, you're going to be good with that. Now we're going to jump over to our WSV3. We're going to take a quick look at that and look at timing with this. Make sure this switched over. It did not. All right, there we go. Got that fixed. Joys of doing a live shot, right? All right, we will put the map into motion here. We do see that starts to push out of Canada. This is going to be our system that's going to move through the area on Tuesday, bringing us again about a dusting to less than an inch for the Sioux Falls area. We'll start seeing that come into the area there right about that 10 o'clock, between that 9-10 o'clock time frame, and then pushing off to the east. Then we start to see the brunt of the system come into Tuesday evening and into the overnight hours. We start to really see this system come over the Colorado Rockies area, where that will really start growing its strength. and moving into the Sioux Falls area there. About your lunch hour on Wednesday is when we really start to expect to see things moving into the area there and sticking around and bringing us that wraparound effect. And we can see that it is pushing out of the Rockies there and into Nebraska and into the Dakotas, which is going to bring us that chance of seeing those stronger snowstorms with us as well. I would not be surprised to hear some thunderclaps and some other some even lightning possibility with this as well. As we take a quick look at your National Weather Service's forecast, we will take a quick look at that. Tuesday through Thursday, 11 plus inches of snow for the Sioux Falls area. Now, this is put out by the National Weather Service. This is not our graphics that we are utilizing right now. As we take a look then on to Tuesday, which is going to be our first round, we're looking, National Weather Service is saying about 1 to 4 inches. I think for the Sioux Falls area, they're overdoing that. I'm not going to argue with the Sioux Falls or National Weather Service. I'll just be surprised if we get upwards to that 4 inches. I think with the national or with the latest model runs and stuff, we're right around that trace to an inch of snow. We're not going to see a substantial snow with this one, but something we're going to have to watch fairly closely with that. Then as we come Wednesday into Thursday, this is where we're going to get all the snow is going to be that Wednesday into Thursday, where we're going to see snowfall rates of 1+ inches per hour with winds sustained upwards to 35, gusting upwards to 50, 11 to 16 inches come into by the end of Thursday. And this is what I mean by gusting, guys. Look at these wind speeds. Right up there is Sioux Falls, 49 to 55 miles per hour of wind speeds moving Wednesday through Thursday. Definitely going to be some wind and definitely going to be some dangerous condition. Now, the National Weather Service has put out a chance of seeing some ice accumulation coming Tuesday into Wednesday, so something we're going to have to watch fairly close with that. We do see a lot of the snow is going to be starting after your lunch hour on Wednesday is what the National Weather Service is. We're looking probably is going to be the 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. is what we're looking at for the brunt of the system with that as well. As we take a quick look at your national precipitation outlook, we're going to be about near normal, if not a little above normal for this time of year. Coming into March is what we are looking at. Now, this is as of February 20th, put out by the National Weather Service out of Norman, Oklahoma, that we are seeing that as well, that we are going to be above normal for this time of year. Unfortunately, guys, we're not looking at much of a warm-up, so spring is not near yet. But we do see that temps are going to be normal for this time of year coming into the first part of March with that as well. One thing I do want to jump into is current road conditions. We are actually seeing some no travel advisories that are issued as well out. I-29, what is that, north of the Watertown area, basically has a no travel advisory on it between, I want to say, what is that, south of the Siston area, north of the Watertown area. There is a no travel advisory with that. Let's see, right here between exit 193 and exit 213, there is a no travel advisory if you're heading north. So definitely use some caution as you are heading north as well. Good news is, though, if you're heading south, road conditions are dry according to 511. And as we take a look at your other area ones, they are dry and normal for this time of year. Looking at Nebraska, Iowa, and now into Minnesota, we do see that a lot of the road conditions are dry for this time of year. As we take a quick look at your Sioux Falls traffic cameras. We do see that Sioux Falls area is dry right now as well. This will be different come tomorrow night. We will see some more activity as far as road conditions with that. As we are dealing with snow, a snowstorm system down south again is going to get hit with some severe weather moving through the Memphis, Little Rock, Monroe, and down in the Dallas, Texas area, south of the Oklahoma City area, that we are seeing some of that severe weather chances pushing through. So something down south is going to have to watch, and further north, we're going to be dealing with that severe weather probability, or severe storm or snow. Can't talk today. Severe snowstorm pushing through our area. God, it's time to get off of here, isn't it? So, again, this has been AJ Town live with the T-Storm Chasers, bringing you the latest weather information on this next snowstorm system. We'll be live tomorrow afternoon, bringing you the latest update on that as well, and looking at models and seeing what we are looking at. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends and family. Let everybody get weather aware as we are right on the doorstep of this next storm system.